Hello everyone. Welcome to this frequency-infused talk and meditation today that is going to be about entitlement and expectation. This is an interesting topic for me. I encounter it regularly that people come into my space, or whether it's conversations that when they talk about they have an aversion to this idea of being entitled or having an expectation when you share, or I share, or they share, that they want a better life. And I see this quite a bit. I have a friend who wants to have a relationship with with a man, and she keeps repeating cycles of men not meeting her and not committing. And then she also is very conscious of not being entitled or not having an expectation, because those things don't work very well. And the same thing for me when I share that I should be in a better place than I am. Oh, that's entitlement. And actually, it's not really, that's... In this frequency-infused talk and meditation, what I'm going to take you through is a change of perspective around that, because what you actually do when you say, well, that's entitlement, that's expectation, in this specific context, is you're missing how to turn entitlement and expectation into deserving, because it is not actually, when you can turn the energy of that you may feel entitled to something better into a feeling of I'm worth this or that thing, then it becomes a question of deserving and worth. But when you say I'm worth this or that thing, in her case this relationship, she can stand in the feeling, showing up with that she's actually worth having this. Is that also the alignment that she's experiencing around allowing that to come into her reality? So this is not simply law of attraction stuff. It's also what benefits unconsciously are there to not allowing this, in her case, in this example, this man to come into her life. For example, in her case, it would be that she enjoys the growth and the patterns and the dynamics that show up in connection with those men that she encounters. So then, in that sense, she's not actually allowing that one man to come in to commit to her. And that is not going to work. So then she's not standing up in the actual worth of deserving that thing that she says that she wants, right? And this is a critical piece here that I want to share. It has to be coming from a deeper place of alignment. Now, we only have, that's actually not a good way of phrasing this, but we have the here and now. That's all we have, put it that way. And this is really the model from which I work, because there is really not anything outside of this moment. When you're listening to this, there's only this moment. There's not tomorrow, there wasn't yesterday, there's only now. Here, everything's here. There's never really a reason to wait for anything. Of course, there's linear time, and these are concepts that are going to get more advanced, but not for this talk. But there is a timing to certain things. But the primary rule is there's only here and now. So this is also what we need to work with. Mastery is learning how to master the space here and now, and alchemizing the emotions and the patterns that come up and show up, so that you can actually transcend those and change them, which is emotional alchemy, into what you want to use. So in this case, turning the energy of entitlement and expectation into deserving that requires your worth. Now, this is where I share, where I want to share with you that when you say, oh, I want a better life, but I feel so entitled when I want a better life, you are entitled to a better life. But it comes through that channel of deserving. Yeah? And this is so this was the talk piece. I'm going to keep that really short because I'm going to soon take you into a meditation, which is, I'm already feeling the frequencies come in. So it's going to be a slow transition into that. But before we go there, I can feel it's almost like an impatience, like we want to have the meditation. So I can feel that kind of energy. This is good. But there's a very important piece here that when we start talking about our worth, many people struggle with that. I had a big struggle with feeling this. One of the reasons why it's so hard, in fact practically impossible, to feel your worth when you don't, is because if you're not in the right state of consciousness, you can't feel your worth. So, and nothing's going to work to change that. And I'm going to be talking about this more, but just stay with me here. You can't feel your worth if you're not in the right overall state of consciousness in which it allows you to actually feel yourself, to actually be aware of what your worth actually is, how it feels. And you can't fix anything if you don't. You can't, and this is the thing, you can't fix anything. Where we're headed, and this is also a collective process of a shift from the old consciousness that everybody's a part of. I mean, the last few years it has really been accelerating greatly. This new consciousness, I'm not going to define what it is, but it is a new, completely new way of being, relating, connecting, and it's coming from a very high level. It's actually coming from a time-space level. But you can't fix the things that no longer work. At a world level, at a global level, at an economic level, political level, social level, individual level, personal level, it doesn't matter. You can't fix what isn't working. You can only let it go. That's what requires surrender, because there is nothing to fix. There's only an opportunity to go deeper within. That requires letting go. That is surrender. Of the old, in my case around this theme of worth, it would be the version of myself that had to struggle so much and thought I had to push so hard against the grain in order to make things work that weren't working, in order to fix what was broken, in order to make my life work, because I couldn't make it work, because I couldn't feel my worth, because I was shattered. Yeah? All of that is the old. And coming into that deeper surrender is the process of awakening in its true sense to that new that you're allowing to come into you. And that is the part where you say, I do deserve these things. I do deserve an effortless, abundant, joyful life where I get met, supported, whatever it is, right? So, having shared that last piece, because I can feel there's a deeper impact here, and I'm taking the time to already begin opening up the space for more of that to come in. So just begin to settle in, and whatever you're standing, sitting, standing, wherever you are, just take a moment to close your eyes. Just taking one deep breath. Maybe holding your breath just for a few seconds. Feeling your chest, lungs, heart area. And release. So, notice the very center of your chest. Point in the middle of your chest. Focus inward. Begin to become aware that there's already a shift happening. Bring up this theme of struggle. Maybe there's a struggle for you. Things aren't working. Whatever topic for you around what isn't working quite the way you'd like it to. Maybe you can feel that sense of entitlement, that sense of expectation that comes from that state of resistance to the old. Notice that that feels a bit like it braces, right? It's a little bit abrasive. It doesn't quite have a natural flow to it. It kind of jarring energy. So now, don't do anything with this part coming up. Just begin to see through the lens of your awareness that this is kind of a loop for you, a struggle that keeps repeating. Maybe it was this theme now, but before it was another theme, or it's different areas of your life that keep popping up where it's a struggle. Doesn't really matter right now, but just begin to notice what's shifting for you in terms of letting that be and letting the consciousness that you were in of that struggle around achieving that thing go. There we go. Yeah. And now, as you're focused on the center of your chest, begin to notice as if on your right side this energy begins to show up, this newness begins to show up, and it's the energy that's coming into you, and it's the feeling state of actual deserving. As it begins to fill up your chest, and you may see it like a golden stream or a flow, which is how I'm seeing it right now, begin to notice that it begins to imbue your chest space. It begins to open up in that area so that you can in fact breathe. Breathe in, take in that energy of deserving. So This is your worth. And begin to feel for yourself that you do deserve to have the thing that you're wanting, that you're looking for. But it comes from this place within you. It doesn't come from the outside. It is this state, holding this frequency state of this feeling of deserving. That relationship, that business success, that happiness. It's an inner state that you need to access the feeling of, and it begin to expand. Begin to integrate and hold this frequency for longer periods of time. That's the key. All right. We're going to slowly wrap up here as it's about time. This was a particularly deep meditation. It was short but very deep, so you may want to continue meditating a little bit longer after I end this meditation. And take the time to really begin to notice what comes up, what shows up for you, and what shifts in your life. And then I will see you again on another frequency-infused talk and meditation, or on my webpage. If you want to do further work with me one-on-one, you're welcome to check out me on my webpage. That is www.lionelfrancis.com. All right, bye for now.